What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the MaddenBallerz YouTube channel and our Detroit Lions sim franchise in Madden 16. We're going to do the season recap here in this video. We've ended the season. The Lions ended the season 4-12 on the year. 8 straight losses to end the season. So very disappointing, especially when they started out 3-1 on the year here. And you see second worst record in the league, and they will have the 3rd overall pick in the draft unless they decide to trade that is. But let's go ahead and get into this and take a look at the stats and awards for the season. We're going to start with the player stats for the Lions. Taylor Mason, the best overall rated quarterback on the team, only 42 yards though and a touchdown. Stafford, 3,530 yards passing, 20 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Jay Cutler, 353, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Rushing the ball, Theo Riddick, he led the team with 240 attempts, 963 yards. That's a 4.0 average, so not good, but not super bad. 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns for Amir Abdullah, who averaged 5.1 yards per carry, which is really good. 399 total rushing yards for him. Stafford ran the ball 69 times for 219 yards. That is surprising, and not much else on this team as far as rushing. Receiving, Calvin Johnson led the way, 71 catches, not 100, but 1,296 yards receiving, 7 touchdowns. Golden Tate second, 986 yards receiving. That's good to see. 5 touchdowns for him. Jaron Brown, 688 yards receiving, 52 receptions. No touchdowns though. Eric Ebron, 457 on 46 catches, 3 touchdowns. Theo Riddick, 144, 2 touchdowns. And Corey Fuller, 145 on 13 catches with 1 receiving touchdown. That is disappointing after the year he had last year, and we gave him a 4-year, $8 million deal. Not good for Corey Fuller. Abdullah, he reeled in 3 receiving touchdowns. Pettigrew got 2, and that is it there. Blocking, who gave up the most sacks? That would be MacLeod, 22. I think that's an issue throughout all of Madden with the left tackles. Defense, Stephen Tulloch continues to lead the way. 185 tackles, 3 for a loss, 2 sacks. Second was DeAndre Levy with 135 in tackles. Who led the way in sacks though? That would be Derek Wolfe, 4.5. So this team did not get a lot of sacks, it doesn't look like. Anza with only 4 sacks on the year. Tackles for loss, 6 by Terrell McLean, including 3.5 sacks. And you see the rest of the sack leaders here for the team. We need to work on that and get more sacks. Interceptions, Frederick Brandon, the rookie, 3 interceptions for him. Those all came early on in the season. Trey Young, 2 interceptions. He was a rookie a couple years ago. Stephen Tulloch had 1. So not very many interceptions here. Let's look at forced fumbles. And Trey Young forced 3. That is good. He recovered 2. Reggie Nelson, we got him in free agency. He forced 2 fumbles and recovered 2. We forced a lot of fumbles here, more than I thought we would. And we recovered 1, 2, 3, 7 of them. So not bad. We need to work on the interceptions though. So there are your individual stats for the Lions. Let's now take a look at the team stats here and see what we have. Start with the offense and total offense here. It is the Green Bay Packers, 8,065 yards. Where are the Lions here? They are in the bottom 10, actually number 6 worst, 5,534 yards. Passing game wise, it is the Packers with just over 6,000 passing yards, and the Lions looks like they are in the middle of the pack here with just under 4,000 passing yards. Rushing, it is the Vikings with just under 2,900 rushing yards on the season. The Lions, bottom half here with number 6 or 7. Here it is, 1,609 rushing yards. So we need to up the rushing game in the next season here. Points per game, it is the Packers scoring 38.3. They have the most. The Lions here, bottom half, 20.3. You're not going to win by only scoring 20.3 points per game. Passing touchdowns, Packers lead. Lions, bottom part of the league with only 23. 14 rushing touchdowns, so only 37 touchdowns total for the Lions. That is not good. We need to get that. First downs, it is the Packers with the lead. The Lions, second worst, only 228. We move to defense now, and total yards allowed, the Colts were the worst, 7,063. Lions, you know, they're not the top here. They are in the middle of the pack, it looks like. 6,459 pass yards. It is the Colts giving up the most, and the Lions looks like middle of the pack on this as well, maybe bottom half. 4,075 rushing. It was Cardinals giving up the most and Green Bay giving up the least. And the Lions, well, they were at the bottom half here, giving up 2,384 yards rushing, and points, I think they had to have been one of the worst teams here, and it was the Cardinals giving up the most, 524. The Lions in the top, or the bottom 10, 467. And we take a look at sacks here, and the Texans with the most. The Lions, they have to be one of the bottom half teams here. They are with only 35 sacks. Fumble recoveries, it was the Broncos with 20. The Lions up there with 16 though, tied for the third most. And interceptions, Lions with 8, tied for the worst. So we need to work on those interceptions. Let's see, conversions, we don't need to look at that. Red zone efficiency, where were we here at red zone percentage? It was 68%. That is not good at all. Defensive red zone, 76, which looks like the middle of the pack. We look at penalties here, and it was the Lions with the most penalties and the most yards, so we need to work on that as well. Turnovers, differential, and the Lions, where are they? They are in the middle of the pack here, it looks like, at even. They gave away 24. They got 15 interceptions, or gave up 15 interceptions, 9 fumbles, but we took 24 away. So we end the season at 0. And that is your team stats for year 3. It is now time to go take a look at the awards, find out who your yearly awards go to, and we start out with the MVP, and that is Aaron Rodgers. Did we have anybody on the list? We did not. We also now look at Coach of the Year, Mike McCarthy. Obviously 16-0. These guys, a lot of Packers are going to be on here, and the Lions are not going to be on Coach of the Year. Those are your NFL awards. We move to the AFC now. Offensive Player of the Year, Le'Veon Bell. Defensive Player of the Year, Justin Fleming for the Broncos. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Chance Ingram of the Raiders. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Wendell Stevenson of the Steelers. Best quarterback, Stephen Gordon of the Texans. Best running back, Le'Veon Bell. Best wide receiver, Ruben Randall. Best offensive lineman, Brandon Brooks. Best defensive lineman, J.J. Watt. Best linebacker, Danny Trevathan for the Jaguars. Best defensive back, Marcus Peters of the Kansas City Chiefs. Best kicker, Kyle Forbath of the Texans. And there you go, your AFC awards. We move on to the NFC. And your Offensive Player of the Year, Aaron Rodgers. Jameis Winston second, Marshawn Lynch third, Teddy Bridgewater fourth, and we have C.J. Anderson fifth, Defensive Player of the Year, James Laurinaitis for the Rams. Are there any Lions on this list? No. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Rob Daniels of the Washington Redskins. And I don't see any Lions on this list either. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Frederick Brandon gets Defensive Rookie of the Year. Yes, we got one, and it's a big one. That was a good pick in the draft last year. Best quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Best running back, Marshawn Lynch, of course. Best wide receiver, did Calvin make the list? He did not even make the list. It is Jordy Nelson. Best offensive lineman, Corey Linsley. Best defensive lineman, did anybody on the Lions make the list? They did not. It was Calais Campbell taking it for the Rams. Best linebacker, James Laurinaitis of the Rams. And best defensive back, Tim Jennings, not Frederick Brandon. I don't think Brandon's on this list at all. Best kicker, Griffin French. What a name. What a name of the Seahawks kicker there. And no Lion on the list. So there you go, your awards for the NFC as well. So we have a lot of decisions to make in the upcoming year, in the upcoming offseason for the Lions. We have a lot of players to re-sign or decide if we want to re-sign, including Matthew Stafford. All that will be coming in the offseason episode, which will be coming at you guys in the next episode. If you like this episode, give it a thumbs up and share this video. Subscribe if you are new and want to see more Detroit Lions sim franchise. And as always, you can follow me over on Twitter at MaddenBallerz. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode.